ထဲမှာ burn လုပ်ရတယ် burn and engines အဲ့ဒီလို burn လုပ်လိုက်တဲ့အခါမှာ hot gas ကထွက်လာတယ် hot gas is released ပြီးတော့ဒီ hot gas ကနေပြီးတော့ဒီ pistons တွေကို move နိုင်အောင်လုပ်ပေးတယ်အဲ့တော့ the wheels တွေက turn လုပ်ပြီးတော့ car က move လုပ်နိုင်သွားတာပေါ့ okay so cars တွေမှာဆိုလို့ရှိရင် diesel တို့ petrol တို့သုံးရတယ် diesel တို့ petrol တို့က petroleum ထဲကလာတာ okay they are from petroleum so diesel တို့ petrol တို့ burn လုပ်တယ်ဘယ်ထဲမှာ burn လုပ်တယ်ဆိုတော့ engine စီထဲမှာ burn လုပ်လိုက်တယ်အဲ့လို burn လုပ်လိုက်တဲ့အခါမှာဘာ release ဖြစ်သွားလဲဆိုတော့ hot gas is released the hot gas ကနေပြီးတော့ piston တွေကို move လုပ်နိုင်အောင်လုပ်ပေးတယ် so the hot gas rotates the pistons R-O-T-A-T-E-S rotates pistons and then the car can move okay for wheels to move so စာမှုပွဲမှာ fuels ရဲ့ uses သုံးခုပြောပါဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ပထမ use က electricity ကို generate လုပ်ဖို့ဒုတိယ use ကအိမ်တွေမှာ ဟင်းချက်ဖို့အတွက်ဒါမှမဟုတ်လို့ရှိရင် heating အပူပေးဖို့အတွက်ဆိုရင် second use ပြောလို့ရတယ် the third use ကဒီ cars တွေ move လုပ်နိုင်ဖို့အတွက်ပေါ့ engines တွေကဒီ petrol တို့ diesel တို့ရှိမှ burn လုပ်လို့ရမှာ okay so yeah these are the three uses of fuels ဒါတစ်ချက်ကူမယ်နော်ကူပြီးရင်လည်းနေနော် Alright, so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people are done. I'll wait for maybe 1 or 2 more minutes, okay? Okay, so 9:56 Jalushi. I'll move to the next part, okay? All right. So we have looked at the types of fuels and then the uses of fuels. Now we're going to look at what makes a good fuel. Okay, so fuel ကကောင်းလားမကောင်းလားသိချင်လို့ရှိရင်ဒီအချက်တွေကိုsayရတယ် What makes a good fuel? So the first question that we have to ask is how much heat does it give out? Okay, so the fuels they all burn like that heat ကနည်းနည်းလေးပဲ release လုပ်တာလား heat ကအများကြီး release လုပ်တာလား so fuel A က burn like that let's say 100 kilojoules per mole of energy release လုပ်တယ် fuel B ကို burn လိုက်တဲ့အခါမှာ 1000 kilojoules per mole of energy release လုပ်တယ် so obviously A ရဲ့ B ကိုရှင်းလိုက်လို့ရှိရင် fuel B ကပိုကောင်းတာပေါ့ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့ burn လိုက်တဲ့အခါမှာ energy ပို release ဖြစ်တာမို့လို့ okay so fuel C ကို compare လုပ်မယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် heat energy ပို release လုပ်လေ fuel ကကောင်းနေလေ all right so the more heat energy the fuel releases all right so ဒါပထမဆုံးမြင်ရမယ့်မိကုံဒုတိယမိကုံက does it cause pollution the fuels တွေကို burn လုပ်လိုက်တဲ့အခါမှာ energy release ဖြစ်တာတော့မှန်ပါတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ energy ပြီးသွားလို့ရှိရင်ဘာတွေလဲထပ် release လုပ်တယ်လဲဆိုတော့ carbon dioxide greenhouse gases တွေ release လုပ်တယ် for example fossil fuels တွေကို burn လုပ်လို့ရှိရင် energy is released which is a good thing but at the same time greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide are released and these greenhouse gases they contribute to global warming they contribute to climate change pollution and that's not good for our environment in the long term and it's not sustainable အဲအကြောင်းကို fuels တွေကနေပြီးတော့ pollution release solution it's obviously a bad fuel okay so the more pollution a fuel releases the worse it is okay so pollution release solution any fuel မကောင်းတဲ့ fuel Then now the is it easily available? So energy demand our daily activities they local energy in order to watch television we need to generate electricity which comes from the burning of fuels we need energy for many different things for transportation and for entertainment, for cooking, cleaning, etc. energy energy demand fuels they are readily available people fuels they are easily available the fuels they burn လုပ်ပြီးတော့ energy release လုပ်နိုင်မှာ fuels တွေကအရန်ရှားနေတယ်ပြီးသွားလို့ရှိရင် fuels တွေဝယ်ဖို့ကလည်းအရန်ခက်တယ် fuels တွေမလွယ်နဲ့မရနိုင်ဘူးဆိုလို့ရှိရင် energy demands တွေက meet ဖြစ်မှာမဟုတ်ဘူးအဲအကြောင်းလို့ in order for a fuel to be a good one it needs to be easily available လွယ်လွယ်ကူကူရနိုင်တဲ့ fuel ဖြစ်ဖို့လိုတယ် okay we need a steady and reliable supply of fuel. Now to check out is it easy and safe to store and transport? So fuels they are store local transport local the countries they must solution natural resources fuels they the countries what am I even saying? The two countries they are fuels they the road countries my natural resources they near and therefore they do not produce much fuels. So as a result, they need to import fuels from other countries. So fuels yeah, one country and another country will transport load the comma regular the fuels they will store load the comma safe la. For example, so the car fuels they store load that fuels they are explode ဖြစ်သွားတာမျိုးတွေလွယ်လွယ်ကူကူနဲ့ store လုပ်လို့မရတာမျိုးတွေရှိတယ်။အဲဒါကြောင့်မို့ fuse ကလွယ်လွယ်ကူကူရော store လုပ်လို့ရလား။ပြီးရင် transport လုပ်တဲ့အခါမှာရော safe ဖြစ်လား။အဲ့ဒီအချက်တွေကိုပါစဉ်းစားပြရတယ်။ Okay. So the easier and safer to store and transport fuels, the better it is. Okay, so these are the different questions that we ask to find out whether a fuel is a good one or not. Okay, now some the check here. I'll write it here. Okay, so fuel yeah cost got a lot the cost. So obviously fuel got cheap pollution, affordable pollution, consume the fuel is a good one. Okay, so the cheaper, the better. If you want, you can just write down maybe 3 or 4 points. And we need to take minutes of dramatic text phrases to form health and social care. So 1.25% points for employed and self-employed people, earning more than £9,568 for employers' national insurance payments. Explain to a public audience which does not necessarily have any background in economics. How would the increase in national insurance contribution affect the consumption of the richest 20%? The richest 20% of households. Alright, so Amia and Lila are done. Alright guys, I'll give you 2 more minutes, okay? 10:09 sorry, 10:07 I'll move to the next part. Okay, so 1008 PY0, I'll move to the next part. Okay, so we have looked at the characteristics that makes up a good fuel. Now we're going to look at the advantages and disadvantages of using fossil fuels. Okay, so the good things about fossil fuels and the bad things about fossil fuels. So as for fossil fuels, the obvious good thing is that it is readily available. Okay, it is readily available. That's why we're using it a lot. And at the same time, fossil fuel is very cheap. It releases a lot of energy when we burn them, releases a lot of heat energy. So these are the three obvious advantages of fossil fuels. We can easily get them, they are cheap, and when we burn them, they release a lot of energy. However, the downsides of fossil fuels are, number one, they cause a lot of pollution. Okay, they cause pollution. And out of the three fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas, it is coal that causes the most pollution. Okay, and as a result of pollution, there can be global warming, and also fossil fuels ကတခါလေကြာလို့ရှိရင် the harmful gases တွေကို release လုပ်တယ် for example the oxides of nitrogen ဒါမှမဟုတ်လို့ရှိရင် sulfur dioxide oxides of sulfur တွေ release လုပ်တယ် so the gases တွေက the atmosphere ထဲရောက်သွားတဲ့အခါမှာ they can sometimes get dissolved in the rainwater နဲ့ dissolve ဖြစ်သွားလို့ရှိရင်ဘာလဲဖြစ်နိုင်လဲ so we can get acid rain okay so fossil fuels တွေက burn လုပ်လိုက်တဲ့အခါမှာ harmful gases တွေ release လုပ်တယ် greenhouse gases တွေ release လုပ်တယ် oxides of nitrogen တွေ release လုပ်တယ် oxides of sulfur တွေ release လုပ်တယ်ဒီ gases တွေက pollution ဖြစ်စေတယ် and as a result there is global warming ပြီးနောက်တစ်ခုကဒီ gases တွေက atmosphere ထဲရောက်သွားတဲ့အခါမှာတစ်ခါကြရင်မိုးရွာလို့ရှိရင် they can get dissolved in rainwater ထဲ dissolve ဖြစ်သွားလို့ရှိရင် sulfur dioxide gas ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် sulfuric acid ဖြစ်သွားမယ်ပြီးရင်ဒီ oxides of nitrogen ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်လည်း nitric acid ဖြစ်သွားပြီးတော့ acid rain ရနိုင်တယ်ဒီ acid rain ကဘာတွေလုပ်နိုင်လဲဆိုတော့ဒီ buildings တွေကို damage လုပ်နိုင်တယ် buildings တွေက limestone တို့ calcium oxides တို့နဲ့လုပ်ထားမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် buildings တွေက acid rain နဲ့ထိသွားလို့ရှိရင်လွယ်လွယ်ကူကူနဲ့ပျက်စီးသွားနိုင်တယ် all right so that's the disadvantage of fossil fuel ပြီးနောက်တစ်ချက်ကပါလဲဆိုတော့fossil fuels တွေက non-renewable energy source okay non-renewable energy source ဆိုတာကတစ်ခေါက်သုံးလိုက်ပြီဆိုရင်ကုန်သွားရင်ပြန်ပြီးတော့ recycle လုပ်လို့မရတော့ဆိုတော့ fossil fuels တွေကအခုဒီ our earth here solution limited supply ratio and we keep burning fossil fuels maybe in the next 50 years or 75 years fossil fuels they will completely run out so fossil fuels they go on run out we cannot rely on them anymore so we have to think of other ways to get energy we have to think of alternative fuels okay so fossil fuels the other downside got non-renewable energy source will run out one day. Okay, so these are the pros and these are the cons. Oh wait, let me just add one more thing. So the fuel cell burn lodava, it's an example of an exothermic reaction. So fuel cell burn surrounding heat energy release like that. So exothermic reaction energy level diagram it will look like this. Reacting at energy level at the machine product at energy level the difference it is the energy given out usually heat energy okay so this is the heat energy given out so the reactant or fuel oxygen fuel burn oxygen fuel combustion reaction burn heat energy release oxides so for example carbon oxygen burn solution carbon dioxide okay this is one example of a combustion reaction at the same time energy is released so fuel oxygen react combustion reaction combustion reaction burning reaction okay combustion burning so combustion reaction heat energy release being oxides release all right so also one more thing fuel energy and the air okay heat energy solution so draw energy level diagrams for fuels that release a lot of energy and fuels that do not release much energy energy release solution energy they release solution okay arrow size it means that a lot of energy is released. Arrow size and very little energy is released. Okay. So yeah, will be let me know. Okay, guys, so I'll wait for 2 more minutes. Okay, 10, 19, I'll move to the next part. Okay, so it's already 10:19, so I will move to the next part. Okay, and please take a picture or a screenshot. All right. So the next part, it's about two other types of fuels. So the main fuel that we have looked at so far got fossil fuel. Fossil fuel got long-term solution. The supply is unreliable. Fossil fuel are non-renewable energy source today. So in the next few decades, fossil fuels run out ဖြစ်သွားမယ်။အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်မို့ fossil fuels aside, we have to think of other types of fuels, and the two types of fuels that are pretty popular are ethanol and hydrogen. Okay, so let's start off with ethanol. Ethanol, it's basically a type of alcohol. Formula C2H5OH. Ethanol ဘယ်ကနေရနိုင်လဲဆိုတော့ plant materials တွေကနေရနိုင်တယ် Okay, for example, sugarcane or corn can be made from plant materials. Example, sugarcane or corn. So ethanol ကဘယ်နေရာမှာသုံးလို့ရလဲဆိုတော့ car engines တွေမှာသုံးလို့ရတယ်။ဒီတိုင်း ethanol ပဲသုံးပြီးတော့ car engines တွေကို burn လုပ်အောင်လုပ်လို့ရတယ်။ဒါမှမဟုတ်လို့ရှိရင် ethanol ရဲ့ petrol ရဲ့နည်းနည်းရောပြီးတော့ we can run the car engines ပေါ့ Okay, so ethanol သုံးခြင်းအပြင်pollution level ရအရင်ရောကြပါမယ်။ဘာကြောင့်လဲဆိုတော့ carbon dioxide တို့ greenhouse gases တို့ fossil fuels မထွက်အောင် Okay, so ethanol is one type of fuel. ပြီးတော့နောက်တစ်ခုကဘာလဲဆိုတော့ hydrogen. Hydrogen ကြတော့ it's a gas that burns explosively in oxygen. Hydrogen ရဲ့ oxygen ရဲ့ meet ဖြစ်ပြီးဆိုလို့ရှိရင် there will be a very explosive reaction. Okay, ဒီ reaction မှာဆိုလို့ရှိရင် energy အများကြီး release ဖြစ်တယ်။ hydrogen ကဘယ်နေရာမှာအဓိကသုံးလဲဆိုတော့ space rockets တွေမှာသုံးတယ်။ so space rockets တွေthe engines for the space rockets they run လို့ပို့တော့ energy အများကြီးလိုတယ် so fossil fuels ရဲ့ energy release လုပ်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ဒီ space rockets တွေအတွက်က sufficient energy မဟုတ်ဘူးအဲ့ဒါကြောင့်လို့ဒီ hydrogen solution energy အရင် release ဖြစ်တာမို့လို့ it's a very suitable fuel for space rockets. Okay, so it burns explosively with oxygen, and it releases a lot of energy and used in space rockets. Okay, ပြီးသွားလို့ရှိရင်နောက်တစ်ခုက hydrogen ကဘယ်နေရာမှာလဲသုံးလဲဆိုတော့ fuel cells တွေမှာလဲသုံးတယ် fuel cells အကြောင်းကတော့ next chapter မှာသင်ရမှာ okay hydrogen က fuel cells တွေမှာလဲသုံးတယ်ဘာအတွက်လဲဆိုတော့ to generate electricity okay to generate electrical let me just write electricity okay so let's compare the three chemical reactions again so fossil fuel let's use fossil fuels တွေက အဓိက carbon by compounds okay so for example methane is one example of a fossil fuel so methane ရဲ့ chemical formula က CH4 so methane ကို burn လုပ်မယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် CH4 ရဲ့ oxygen ကို react လုပ်ရတယ်အဲ့တော့ဘာတွေထွက်လာမှာလဲဆိုတော့ carbon dioxide ထွက်လာမယ် water ထွက်လာမယ်ပြီးတော့ energy ဘယ်လောက်ထွက်လာမလဲဆိုတော့55 kilojoules of energy လဲ release ဖြစ်မယ် okay so fossil fuel ကို burn like solution this is one type of reaction that you will see now let's look at for ethanol ethanol ကို burn လုပ်မယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် ethanol က C2H5OH ethanol ကြတော့ burn လုပ်မယ်ဆိုရင် once again oxygen လို့ပဲပြီးရင် ethanol နဲ့ carbon dioxide release ဖြစ်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ဒီ natural gas တို့လောက်တော့မများဘူးပေါ့ okay carbon dioxide release ဖြစ်မယ်ပြီးသွားလို့ရှိရင် guys give me one moment Alright so ethanol ရဲ့ oxygen react လုပ်မယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဘာ products တွေထွက်လာမလဲဆိုတော့ carbon dioxide ထွက်လာမယ်ပြီးရင်နောက်တစ်ခုကwater ထွက်လာမယ်ပြီးရင် energy လည်း release ဖြစ်မယ်ဒီခါဘယ်လောက် release ဖြစ်မှာလဲဆိုတော့86 kilojoules of energy release ဖြစ်တာ okay so ethanol ရဲ့ natural gas ရေရှင်လိုက်မယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် ethanol ကပိုပြီးတော့ energy release ဖြစ်တယ် so ethanol is a better fuel okay and then the last one the hydrogen solution you have hydrogen reacting with oxygen and it produces water okay so hydrogen က burn ဖြစ်တဲ့အခါမှာ carbon dioxide လုံးဝမထွက်ဘူးအဲအားကြောင့်လို့ဒီ natural gas ရဲ့ ethanol ရဲ့ national solution hydrogen it's a more eco-friendly fuel it's a greener fuel it doesn't release carbon dioxide so it's a better use it's a better type of fuel. But to energy, I release per day, so 143 kilojoules of energy released per day. So the portion natural gas, ethanol, hydrogen, solution, hydrogen energy to available. You are losing hydrogen. Greenest type of fuel ဖြစ်တယ်။ဘာကြောင့်လဲဆိုတော့ carbon dioxide release မဖြစ်လို့ okay ဒါပေမဲ့ဘာကြောင့် hydrogen မသုံးဘဲနဲ့လူတွေကဒီ natural gases တွေကိုအဓိကထားသုံးလဲဆိုတော့ the main reason is natural gases တွေက cheaper ဖြစ်တယ်ပြီးရင်နောက်တစ်ခုက they are readily available ဖြစ်တယ်အဲအကြောင်းလို့အခုထိ natural gas က the main type of fuel ဖြစ်နေတာ okay ဘာလို့ဆိုတော့ they are cheap ဖြစ်ပြီးတော့ readily available ဖြစ်လို့ okay
so that natural gas releases the least like greenhouse gases.
You mean compared to fuel, compared to
yes.
petroleum and coal?
Yes.
All right. So, daddy, you just cool na cool bien na. So, I have seen some past paper questions. Past paper questions ဒီမှာဘယ်လိုမေးတတ်လဲဆိုတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုး fuel 3ခုလောက်ပေးထားတယ် fuel 3ခုလောက်ပေးပြီးတော့လေသူတို့ရဲ့ characteristics တွေကိုရေးထားတယ်ပြီးရင်ဘယ် fuel ကအကောင်းဆုံးလဲဘာကြောင့်လဲဘယ် fuel ကအဆိုးဆုံးလဲဘာကြောင့်လဲအဲ့လိုမေးတတ်တယ်အဲ့ဒီတော့the earlier slides မှာပါတယ်လေ what makes a good fuel အဲ့ဒီက characteristics တွေကိုကြည့်ပြီးတော့ fuel တစ်ခုရဲ့ compare လုပ်ရတာမျိုးတွေရှိတယ် okay Also, guys, excuse me for a moment now. I want to go get some water. All right, guys, I'm back now. I will move to the next part at maybe 10:35. Okay. Also, guys, I am assuming that you guys have already heard about the scholarship, right? Has the other teachers told you about it or not yet? The scholarships that YCC will provide. Not yet?
Yes, they did.
Ah, okay. All right. Then I will not announce it anymore. Okay.
Yeah, can you excuse me for a while?
Yes, of course. Texas on GD. Oh, also for today's Monday, so I will also give 2 past paper questions for this week. Okay. So the thing is, the deadline got. Oh wait, never mind. I thought I was gonna change the deadline to Saturday so that I have time to send all the mark schemes on Sunday. But never mind. The deadline for this week's homeworks will also be Sunday. Okay, you can send it anytime on Sunday, and I'll probably give the mark schemes on Monday morning or Sunday evening, depending on how free I am. Okay. So, okay, so it's 10:35, so I'll move to the next part now. Okay, if you haven't finished copying it, take a picture or a screenshot. So far we have looked at fossil fuels, we have looked at ethanol, we have looked at hydrogen. So the last type of fuel that we're going to look at is nuclear fuels. Okay, so earlier all the fuels, they needed to be burned to release energy. Okay, tapi may nuclear fuels they are not burned. nuclear fuel property about this or nuclear fuel maga, they're basically radioisotopes. Nuclear fuels got their different types. That we met the one that we're going to look at is radioisotope uranium uranium 235. Okay, 235. So uranium 235 got radioisotope today. First of all, what is an isotope? Isotopes are basically elements with the same proton number but different neutron number. Proton number 2 that we make neutron number isotope will call right. Radioisotopes are power solution or any isotope in nucleus got unstable pita. Okay, unstable nucleus. Nucleus got unstable unstable ဖြစ်နေတော့နည်းနည်းလေး over time ကြာလို့ရှိရင်ဒီ nucleus ကနေပြီးတဖြည်းဖြည်းချင်းစီ break apart ဖြစ်ပြီးတော့ every time it breaks apart it releases radiation and energy. Okay, so the nucleus got unstable ဖြစ်တော့ over time it decays ဖြစ်တဲ့အခါမှာ radiation release လုပ်တယ်ပြီးသွားလို့ရှိရင် energy လည်း release လုပ်တယ်. So radioisotope is basically an isotope with unstable nucleus that release radiation as it decays. So let's look at uranium-235. Uranium-235 got Bowman solution to decay energy release located. We can, how do I say, we can force the radioisotope to break down, to naturally break down a little bit, and we can force it to break down by ourselves. So below force the uranium-235 go the neutrons in it like okay. So the my uranium-235 here. Uranium-235 go neutron the cool shoot like this solution. But uranium-235 got it becomes krypton, and the next one guy, I think it's barium today. And at the same time, it releases 3 more neutrons. Okay, so uranium-235 go break down localization in a solution, and we have to shoot it with 1 neutron. 1 neutron is shoot like a comma. Uranium-235 it gets converted into krypton and barium, and at the same time it releases 3 more neutrons. Okay, and lots of energy will be released as well. The neutrons beyond the charge uranium-235 they all like you break down like that come on. Once again krypton they release pime, barium they release pime, neutron don't release pime, biwalution energy release pime. The neutrons once again now uranium-235 go break down here and this repeats and as a result lots of energy will be released. Okay, so the nuclear fuel tema solution is uranium-235 and uranium-235 the core neutron net like a comma now neutron don't any now neutron don't let the charge uranium-235 break down like a comma tabia uranium tabia neutron don't your energy release payment, and this goes on and on and on, and as a result lots of energy will be released. Okay, so the energy turbines will turn your electricity generate okay, so let me write down the notes for that. So neutron to radioisotope. It'll shoot like a comma. It gets converted into 2 different atoms and 3 more neutrons, which further causes more uranium-235 to break down into krypton and neutron and release more energy. So forced to okay. So guys, so this is a chain reaction. The group breakdown here. Now set with a gong like breakdown here. Sorry guys, I made a typo. It should be BA, not BR. Okay, BA. All right, so now I will move on to the advantages and disadvantages of nuclear fuel. Okay, so nuclear fuel advantage it releases huge amounts of energy. Okay, so nuclear fuel energy release လုပ်နိုင်တယ်။ပြီးရင်ဒုတိယတစ်ချက်ကဘာလဲဆိုတော့ nuclear fuel စီက carbon dioxide တို့ polluting gas တို့ release မဖြစ်ဘူး။ So compared to fossil fuels, nuclear fuel it's a lot greener and a lot more environmentally friendly. Yeah. Being nautical those are the two good things about nuclear fuel. It releases lots of energy. Releases lots of energy, and to the other check out, it does not emit CO2 or polluting gases. But then there are cons of nuclear fuel. ပထမတစ်ချက်ကပါလဲဆိုတော့ nuclear fuel က it's very dangerous. Okay, so it's very dangerous. So it needs to be stored safely. Needs to be stored safely. So for example, nuclear fuel explosion are taking a solution. If there is a nuclear explosion, the nuclear fuels by release of radiation is released. The radiation they can spread out. And when they spread out and people ended up getting exposed to radiation, they could suffer from cancer or they could end up dying. Okay, so nuclear fuel 是都沒 solution အရန်ကို you have to be very very cautious ဘာကြောင့်လဲဆို explosion ဖြစ်သွားမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် it could lead to many damaging effects on both the environment and on our health. Okay.
Yeah.
So do we have
If we ever get any nuclear power plants, this country won't even exist anymore.
I guess, yeah. Can lead to nuclear explosion. I'm so sorry that I ended up writing like this. I don't know what happened, but yeah, hopefully you guys can still make it out. Can lead to nuclear explosion, and nuclear explosion it could have a lot of environmental and health damages. Okay, so for example, if you get exposed to radiation but you still survive, when you give birth, your child may end up having cancer. Your child might end up suffering from genetic mutation as a result of radiation. Okay, so radiation is very dangerous. Nuclear fuel solution. We have to be very careful to when we store it. So explosion solution generations like consequences they suffer. All right. So let me know. All right, then that's okay. So I guess most of you guys are done. So today, if you haven't finished copying yet, please continue. No? So today class, there is a lot of content. Firstly, fuel definition of table characteristics of fuel. Fuel simple. You have to answer a set of questions. Okay, so what makes a good fuel? Makes a good fuel. The next thing you guys need to know the pros and cons of fossil fuels. After that, we have to know about the alternative fuels, which are ethanol, hydrogen, and nuclear fuel. Okay, so for ethanol and hydrogen, it's a good idea if you know the chemical equation. Ethanol, so NC2H5OH plus O2 produces CO2 plus H2O. Hydrogen solution, H2 plus O2 produces H2O, water. So the chemical equation, say it's a good idea. The nuclear fuel, you need to know the cons, the pros and cons. Pros and cons, you need to know how nuclear fuels work. So nuclear fuels, decay break down energy release loaded. So this is a natural process that we can force the nuclear fuels to release energy. Below force low means uranium-235 tail protons they shoot like neutrons they shoot like neutrons they shoot like neutrons now energy လည်းထွက်လာမယ် atoms နှစ်ခုလည်းထွက်လာမယ်အဲ့ဒီထွက်လာတဲ့ neutrons သုံးခုကနေပြီးတော့တခြား neighboring uranium 235 တွေကိုလိုက်ပြီးတော့ trigger လုပ်မယ် and we get a chain reaction so neutron တစ်ခုရှုလိုက်တာနဲ့ uranium 235 တွေအကုန်လုံးကလိုက်ပြီးတော့ break down ဖြစ်ပြီးတော့ energy တွေအများကြီး release ဖြစ်မယ် so nuclear fuel it releases a lot of energy ဒါပေမဲ့ the con ကဘာလဲဆိုတော့အရင် dangerous ဖြစ်တယ် explosion solution. There's a lot of health risk and there is also a lot of environmental damage. Okay, so Kubiwadi solution. I will not give any questions, but next class, questions, we will move to a new topic. Okay, if you finish copying, I guess that's it for today. Question session, you can stay behind us. And just another reminder again, Monday at your homework be like me. Also, you can work on it anytime. And the homework please continue and try to send me by today. Okay. So yeah, that's it.
I've already sent it.
Really? Okay, I'll send you the markscape. All right. So yeah, questions for Shilushin. You guys are all dismissed now.
I haven't known your messenger account, so I just posted in the community group.
You mean on Discord?
No, in Messenger.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, that's all right. I will send you the answer privately, okay? Okay, so I'm assuming that the three of you guys are still copying, right? Or do you have questions?
Bye, teacher.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Yes, bye-bye.